Hello and welcome to Late Night Stocks. In this video I'm gonna talk about the three COVID-19 vaccine makers Moderna, BioNTech and Novavax. On Friday, because of the strong job report, Nasdaq sinked and these three stocks closed in minus. Novavax lost multi-billion market cap just in a day. Is the party over? Are these stocks overvalued? We are gonna evaluate Moderna Q1 earnings first, then talk about BioNTech and upcoming Q2 earnings. After that, Novavax and its delays. I'm also gonna share my price target for each stock. Please don't forget to check our vaccine playlist for more detailed videos about vaccine makers. Before we start, please give a like to increase our rating on YouTube research and don't forget to subscribe. Let's start. Moderna made 2x just in a month. The S&P 500 inclusion news and Delta variant concerns boosted the stock price. Meanwhile, the stock price exceeded our first Moderna stock price target $327 for this year. Please check our first Moderna video to get details for the target price calculations. So, what is next? Let me evaluate Q2 earnings. The company secured $20 billion product sales this year and $12 billion next year and an additional $8 billion in options. The company will very likely to exceed $20 billion in revenue next year in my opinion. The company got $4.4 billion in revenue and earned $2.8 billion. The major income was vaccine sales. According to these numbers, the net profit margin was 60%. When we compare the company with established companies such as Pfizer, as you know, they also manufacture another mRNA-based COVID-19 vaccine with BioNTech, Pfizer can get only about the 27% net profit margin from the vaccine sales. In this case, we see the importance of having low operational costs as well as low headcount in the company. Moderna increased its cash position to $12.2 billion in this quarter. This cash gives them a lot of opportunity to grow the company. They can acquire some specific companies to boost their mRNA platform. The company had two options to share this cash with their investors. They could pay dividends like other pharmaceutical companies or launch buyback programs. Due to uncertainty in upcoming years, they want to secure investor gains and probably buy company shares from the stock market when the stock price falls sharply. Most of you probably remember in December 2020, we saw a massive decline. The stock price hit $100 just in 3 weeks after a $150 all-time high. I also bought more shares in that period. We saw 4x in 3 quarters. Shorters gonna short, but congrats to all Moderna longs. Let's look at the key takeaways on COVID booster. This fall gonna be challenging because of Delta variant and reopening. As you remember, last September and October were nightmare for the investors. We saw a mini market crash and panic in the Wall Street. This year I expect another COVID-19 vaccine rally in October. Hold tight. The company is waiting for 100 microgram data to select whether to use 50 or 100 microgram dosage for the boosters. You can ask why it is so important. Because of the company's manufacturing capacity, projections are based on the dosage. They can produce up to 3 billion doses next year if they reach desired efficacy with 50 microgram dosage. So, the results will be a game changer. Last but not least for Moderna, my price target is $500 this year. It has still 25% upside potential. Please don't forget to check our previous Moderna video for further details. BioNTech skyrocketed like Moderna and made 2x in between. I get a lot of questions such as, is BioNTech still a buy? First of all, you can find my BioNTech price predictions in our BioNTech videos playlist. I even shared my opinions for long term until 2035. Let's look at what BioNTech has done in this month. BioNTech Pfizer signed a contract with BioNTech Institute in Cape Town, South Africa, to produce more than 100 billion doses per year for the continent. The raw material for the vaccines will be transported from Europe and the first doses will be produced in 2022. This makes approximately $1.5 billion revenue for the companies. Another good news is a strategic acquisition of the US biotech company Gilead to expand BioNTech's footprint in North America and in novel cancer treatments. The company has an advanced T-cell therapy platform and will play an important role in success of biotech pipeline projects. This is a great investment for the future. As I previously mentioned in BioNTech 2032 projections video, BioNTech will be one of the largest pharmaceuticals company in the world. They are doing their best and investing more and more in their pipeline projects. Let me explain a frequently asked question. How BioNTech and Pfizer share their revenues? So, they share basically their gross profits. We get the gross profit when we subtract cost of sales from the revenue. Cost of sales, basically manufacturing cost in this case. Pfizer expects $32.5 billion in COVID revenue. When we share it 50-50, BioNTech can get up to $16 billion in revenue. This number is reasonable because BioNTech also announced a similar number at their Q1 earnings. They probably recalculated the revenue after gross profit sharing to show it. BioNTech can get additional revenues from China. That's why the company can earn as much as Moderna this year if they can get approval in China. Please leave your comment below the video if you have still questions about the calculation. Let's talk about the earnings. The company delivered in Q2 more than they previously contracted with the European Union. The Marburg facility has been delivering since the beginning of this quarter. In-house production is likely to reduce cost of sales and bring more profits to the company. BioNTech is gonna beat the expectations in my opinion. I expect $10 earnings per share by the way, according to Pfizer Q2 numbers. Let's see what happens on Monday. When we look at the chart, we see the RSI index as 86. This means the stock is overbought. We can see a correction in a short period. The stock price is mainly driven by the news and don't blame me if the stock price hit $500 on Monday. For this year, my stock price target for BioNTech is $600 and for Moderna $500 as I previously mentioned. Please check our previous Moderna BioNTech comparison video for further details. Let's continue with the Novavax. This stock is unbelievable. In last 5 days, the stock price fluctuated plus minus 30%. We are now where we started last week. I explained the company in details in previous 2 videos. Please check our first video to get more details about the company and its history. Previously we talked about 2021 roadmap and Q2 earnings call. Meanwhile, Novavax signed a supply contract with the European Union for 100 million doses potential COVID-19 vaccine with 100 million extra options. This was great news for humanity and also investors. After that, on Thursday, the company announced that they've delayed filing for FDA approval. The investors overreacted and sold the shares like there is no tomorrow. On Friday, the company lost multi-billions market cap and closed below $190 stock price. So, is the party over? I don't think so and bought more shares in last week. By the way, this is not investment advice. Let's talk about a bit FDA approval. The company announced last year 1.6 billion funding from Operational Warp Speed. When we look at the details, funding supports late-stage clinical development, large-scale manufacturing and delivering 100 million doses. The most important point is delivering 100 million doses. The US gave $1.6 billion for previously mentioned deliveries. This makes also $16 per shot. In general, when you give money in advance to somebody for a task, probably you won't get the results on time. Now Novavax got the funding and has lots of cash. Why to hurry up to get the approval from the FDA? When they get it, they have to deliver 100 million doses to the US. Instead of focusing FDA approval, the company said it has filed for regulatory authorization of the vaccine in India, Indonesia and the Philippines. and expects to file for World Health Organization's emergency listing for its vaccine this month, which is a prerequisite for exports to numerous countries participating in COVAX facility. So, what to do now? We can't predict the approval dates exactly. According to the CEO, Indonesia and the Philippines need this vaccine urgently. Each of these approvals will skyrocket the stock price like last week. So, long story short, the delay seems not so dramatic from my point of view. This is a risky bet, but they will eventually bring the vaccine to the market. The demand is huge and the company has strategic partnerships in many countries. My stock price target is $400 this year. Thank you for watching till the end. Please give a like to support us and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.